Hello everyone, this is Natalie here, your friendly neighborhood birdie. And since we have already entered Pride Month, I thought I'll just build a nice family home for this great family. And I'm gonna take advantage of the Pride items The Sims has added. Now, I'm not gonna limit myself to any packs, because if something is in a specific pack, I want to be able to use it. I just want to see if I can make them a lovely home and make it feel authentic and cool, or if it will look, a bit staged or stiff. The family that I decided to create consists of the two moms and their trans son, Jason. I think I called him Jason. I gave the three distinctive personalities that I want to show in the build as always. Like, for example, one of the moms is really into all things creative and cozy. She's kind of the ray of sunshine type of a person that's always laughing and always having a good time. The other mom is into sports, and their son is following a bit in his mom's footsteps, as in he's into sports too, very much so, and a very outdoorsy person, which is kind of a recall to his mom being an adventurous sim. So I just envisioned the two of them getting into all sorts of shenanigans, while the other mom is just kind of, she's at home and she's taking care of them once the inevitable happens and one of their shenanigans goes horribly wrong and they need a little pick-me-up. I made this a very weird shape for some reason. I just babbled with you and built along, and now we've arrived here. So I'm just quickly trying to make sense of this. Maybe shove some things around, but nothing of what I now place is intended to be the final thought on the matter. I'm also a little bit worried about the sound here, because I changed how I record things. And I will have to wait and see if it works. Maybe we can give the entryway a little rooftop light. I'm going for the asymmetry with this one so far. Don't know if that's cool or very bad. We will see, I think. Okay, how about two skylights? One in the entryway section and the one in the weird kind of almost hallway section. Thematically, that would be fitting. And it makes the roof less weird. Little asymmetric rooftop moment. Okay, I think it can work. I'm not sure yet about the shingles I use. I'm kind of contemplating the style of the house though. I'm thinking modern, but I'm not incredibly sure yet. So maybe the color and style of the roof might still change. I guess I just decided to go modern on a whim. I feel like the black is a little rough for the windows, so I'm testing white. So if I put the kitchen here, I don't want to have big windows because that's just annoying. I could use these windows. They're almost never annoying. A green door is interesting. With a green door though, I would want a different roof. I think the solar panel ones could fit pretty well. Of course with a different trim. Okay, that works. It looks modern. I'm fine with that. I love me a combo of brick and wood. The question is, would I love it on this build? Okay, let's see. Basics done. Let's furnish and think about things. I'm gonna start with the living room. Great view to the neighbors. By the way, the book nook kit is really pretty. I want a different chair so that it's not all extremely matchy-matchy. Because I think matching everything is just a little to... Yeah, I don't want to say try hard, but when was the last time you went to a furniture store and bought your entire living room? It's just not really happening. So, as I said, I'm trying to incorporate Pride items. This rainbow rug could be one of them, but this is one of those that I don't think are that well made. It's a round rug, and then with this straight lines for a rainbow, it's a little bit of a misfit. Maybe it can go into one of the bedrooms. These little sets from the Book Nook kit, super cute. The Book Nook kit might actually be one of my favorites because it's so cute and so versatile. I love the versatile kits. I've said it a few times before, but if you give me a kit that I can use in a bunch of differently styled homes, then I'm all for it, because personally that's my best use for a kit. Just something that's, you know, all plants or something you can use everywhere. Books or bookshelves are really something like that, especially with how versatile they made them in the kit. I want more of that. Speaking of which, I'm gonna build myself a bookcase. So something tells me these two women would want a lot of plants in their home. I just get the feeling that they are definitely plant moms. Oh, hell no. It's, no. How's this for a pop of color? I can't decide if I hate it or love it. Because it's also mild. So beigey, greeny, and it's a bit eco and aesthetic, which isn't a bad thing at all. But how about a pop of color? Do I dare? Is this too much? Do I dare? Do I dare? Do I really and honestly dare? I think I do. But then something more neutral for here. Because that would be too much. See, it's really hard to find and use the actual queer pride items that the Sims team put in, because that's just a little bit cartoony. No, I can't do that. Can't bring myself to do that. This is both gold. Could work. Kind of think this is too small. Maybe if we have two. It's a good trick to use the squares here in the corner, because it makes for usable space. It doesn't seem like there could be one. I put something in here and I can fake it so that it just looks like the curtains here were small and just ending up there. I'm gonna move towards the kitchen for a moment and then see what I do with the rest of it. It lacks a lot of decoration and clutter, but I feel like moving on to the kitchen for now, because I want to know how I will really use the space before I do anything with the clutter. I don't think there are any Pride kitchen swatches that the Sims team ever released, which is sad, kind of, because like a kitchen like this, but then the handles are Pride colored, could be cool. If we use yellow, it's helpful with the curtains to tie them in a bit more, and it suits the other colors here. Let's try that. Oh, that's the exact green. Even the handles work. Okay. Needs to be this fridge. Does the kitchen still work? This is just too perfect. This is not perfect. I hate the backdrops too, honestly. Can maybe just tie this in with a kitchen island? Maybe they don't have a dining space per se. Like no big table. Maybe they just always eat at the counter. It's really a mess trying to fit counters and islands. I want there to be a bookshelf. Not only because I like the new items from the kit, but also because I think it would be fitting. Let's see if I want a backdrop of some sort. Maybe this backdrop. Subtle look at the curtains again. Just kind of embrace different warm, goldish, coppery tones. Oh yeah, maybe a food rug for the kitchen. It's a little bit perfect. Right here for when you wash the dishes. Or right here for when you cook. I like it most in front of the dishes, I think. I'm gonna act as if those were cleaners and not garden products. Towel. Oh yeah, the rainbow above the door. That's something I like. In the window above the door. This piece of artwork unfortunately doesn't fit the color theme at all. The other piece? Make it smaller? No, that's maybe something for the kids' room. Kids' room, I say. It's a teenager. It's all not fitting. Man, this looks like with this setup, one is absolutely bound to lose a key at some point because it falls into the trash and then the trash is emptied. Don't know if Sims can reach that there, but I like it more. I like to put paintings on different heights sometimes to make it all seem more dynamic. It's really much harder to find Pride items than I thought. Partially because I thought there were more, and partially because I'm convinced I just can't find them. I have a lot of packs and kits, and sometimes I can spend hours looking for things. I don't actually think hours is that much of an exaggeration. And you can't really filter for the Pride items. The color filter often helps, but well, rainbow is all colors, and most of the Pride items in The Sims, if not all, are rainbow coded. So I need a color filter that's just colorful and not one specific color. Some plants definitely make sense in this space because of the glass roof. They get so much sunshine. Because I have so much trouble finding the right queer items, I'm also trying to use color schemes reminiscent of Pride flags at points. I try to be a little bit more subtle about this, because a lot of the Pride items in The Sims are a little too in your face for my taste. Makes it look more like a stage set rather than a home. So by doing that I can maybe correct that a little bit, hopefully. And still technically use Sims items. Moving over to the kids' room now. The teens' room. I kind of want to go with a bunk bed. The room is pretty big, but I still want to save the space. Also, I just like bunk beds in The Sims. I like the idea of the desk being painted on. Of course, RGB lights, they're important for good aim. Obviously, a rainbow neon heart. I don't know where yet. I don't like it on the desk after all. Trying to divide the room a little bit to give a sort of chill out zone for listening to music. And maybe watching some TV. And I think In the teens room, we can amp up the theatrics a little bit. And go for bolder Pride stuff. I really want that teenage energy in this room. So, I made Jason a bro and into sports. And I so far don't think I have that really reflected anywhere. So I need to give him some stuff in his room that's really showing the side of his personality. I am unsure whether I should give him real sports equipment, because that's super large. Or if I'm just gonna do this with our kit decoration items, because there's a lot of items that are sports related. Or like fitness related. But maybe a soccer ball is good. I'm not yet sure what to do with the space underneath here. I was thinking maybe this could be where the sports stuff is stored, so I'm just getting it out. I mean, a punching bag would be cool, right? Then again, it's just so awkwardly in there. Maybe we can give them some kind of basketball stuff in the bag. Yeah. I'm not too big on my punching bag plans. No. Yeah, and the rest is even worse. And I think those balls are good, and then some decorative items. I think that's much better. Low. Can't go underneath the bed, are you kidding me? But a desk can, okay. You know what? Fine. I like that less though. The lamp is better down there, I think. Okay. Now that I had to rearrange that, I'm gonna switch things up a bit. This kind of being like a windowsill. So we need a mirror. Where? And what? I mean, that works. We definitely need some more posters, I think. Yeah, that works. Some posters behind the desk are pretty good, even though I need to make them fairly small. But I think that's still pretty necessary, honestly. I just want a lot of stuff on the walls. Teenagers are very, very expressive in the way they decorate their rooms. I want this to speak volumes. Curtains, though. What to do about curtains? Football team flag. That's good. This thing has a baseball. So I guess Jason could also be into baseball. Yeah, some cool new shoe. Definitely some cool new shoes. Some equipment. Also some more equipment. Probably put that here. Whoops. Not in there, I meant. Maybe some records, just because it fits so well. This is what I was looking for. Now does this look like a teenager's room? I want this to not be too matchy-matchy, but still tell a story that's, you know, making sense. But usually teenagers aren't in perfectly matching rooms where everything fits. Especially not if they alter stuff to their liking. Can't be too stylish, but it needs to be expressive. At least that's usually my golden rule for teenage rooms. The kids' rooms can a bit more coordinated when you assume that the parents took over, kind of, completely with their, well, creative direction, let's say. But when teenagers are finding out who they are and are just pulling out random stuff they love, I tend to decide that their rooms should be a little less coordinated, but still have, you know, strong visual languages. I think that works here. I'm gonna move over. Yeah, I'm gonna move over to the parents' bedroom. I really started this build to figure out how many Pride items we have that I can, you know, clearly utilize in a home for Sims, rather than them just being theatrics or very clearly for specific show elements, backdrops for stage plays or whatever. Or like clearly public elements, and it or like clearly for public lots. And I honestly assumed there was more usable content for me. I'm still not convinced. I'm just too stupid to find it or think about it in the moment, because that's happening to me a lot. But still, there is not as much as I would have guessed. Really is always interesting to me how I can actually never, with whatever kind of item, correctly guess the amount of alternatives or things we have for this style. I will set out to build something in a specific style, will absolutely fail or have to cheat my way through it, or I will think I couldn't possibly manage this style and then it's totally easy. Happens a lot. I want there to be a bit of coolness in this room, because it's a very fun, cutesy pattern, and it could very easily end up being very childlike or very teenage-like, very not adult. Although I'm backing myself in a corner again with a painting, I can still get it. I like these colors. I think these colors are kind of matching the way I designed them personality-wise. Much, much more than this deep blue, strong pink thing. And I can't be me without, you know, building for personality types. Can I pull it in? Or maybe with a yellow? There is a hint of yellow in the picture. That's where I'm coming from. I mean, not really, right? It's just we have so few Pride items that I can actually use in my Pride items build that I'm struggling, and I don't want to get rid of those I already have, at least. I'm severely unhappy with my options right now. Maybe I can find a rug that ties the blue in with the yellow, maybe? Nope. Keeping this while looking for better options because I'm not too happy. Alternative idea is to make this part of many pictures that are just hanging there. So that way we can tie it all in. Maybe we could put this above the bed even, because we have a larger area there. You know, this may actually work. Yes, and because we could mirror some of the blues and pinks, doesn't look like a totally misplaced thing anymore. Yes, yes. Look at this. We made it, we managed. We worked it out. Trying to see if I can find more pinks to go with the oranges in this room. Yeah, that's straight up the orange route, as opposed to what I just said. But it fits here so well. Books to the back. And a little bit more of this pink to tie it in more. Maybe I want some more stuff here, like for beauty routines and things like that. Maybe it also doesn't have to be this stuffed in the corner. A little bit more breathing space here. Oh, I love those bookshelves. These are also from a Book Nook kit. And they're pretty great. Some dark wood to bring back in the dresser. This is good because it's the same kind of brown. When we're going with wood, that's helpful. I just don't know if it makes it too teen roomy. I mean, this is a married couple with a child. And I think it's the fact that I put it above the desk. That's maybe a good spot, like it's hanging from that shelf, because that shelf also has a picture and some, like I could imagine there being some things of sentimental value on there. Maybe I can find something that can work as childhood stuff from their son. Maybe a bit smaller. It's a very giant item. Yeah, and maybe a box of some sort. Kind of works now. Now it's like a memento thing. We do need something here though. But I'm thinking practical. Maybe a corkboard or something similar to that. Yeah. Moving on to the bathroom for now. So now I have used the bookshelves from the Book Nook kit to make myself a custom bathroom shelf storage. That works fine. Once again, misusing diapers for other things. But you could tell me there would be anything and I would believe you, so... Does that look like eyes, like a face with the towel here? Oh god. I can't unsee that. I will try to ignore it. Yeah, so far so good for the bathroom. Outside needs doing. I do like the fence. And maybe something else still. Okay, now we have that. We can decide on what flower beds to use. Oh, I know, I will go to the debug catalog later for the eco living ones. That's a good idea. Some lying in the sun stuff is always important when you have such a sunny porch. Because the door opens here, so there is still a pathway. I was briefly contemplating a pool, but I think it's a bit too much. So the eco living planter boxes. Yeah, that's good. That's really matching the style. Yep. Or maybe this kind of like a screen for more privacy to the main road. It would be interesting to give it floor, considering it's the garden, but it's all in planter boxes and stuff. Because we could say that everything in the front of the house here is still kind of like the porch. And then this is the green garden. I'm doing this mainly because the eating area here looked a little bit out of place. And that would be a good way to just connect it to the rest of things. And then I would assume there are relatively structured flower beds, and I'm fencing them off too. I feel like they stick to one kind of plant though, which is proving difficult now. Or maybe they have flowery bushes there. So then to still keep it relatively samey, I can just maybe have that on the back wall there. But it's lacking transition, so I need to fix that. This could be a thing. So now that's done, I can go and check every room and the outdoors for whatever I think I forgot or whatever decoration I still want to put there. Maybe some seating here with the books. I'm not entirely sure it's gonna be functional, but it doesn't have to be because we have enough other seating arrangements and enough other ways to access books. Switching things up. I think that rug is better here shape-wise, and this makes for a good doormat when it's scaled down like that. Maybe in green, because it is partially in the kitchen and partially in the hallway nook thingy. And then I do think the kitchen is a little bit empty. And immediately the kitchen looks way less empty. And we still have enough room to work. Go ahead back into the teens room. Maybe we want some place. I just don't think. This is another option to just go that way. And have the room really sectioned off, I know, but this could really work. And then we would have room for a shelf next to the bed where like the alarm clock can go and stuff like this. Phone definitely more in reach than alarm clock. Maybe the cap display. I think a snack pack would be funny for a teen's room. Like when he absolutely does not want to leave his room to even go the very long distance to the kitchen. I think this little restructuring has helped. The room is really coming together. Bathroom could use maybe something on the walls. I sometimes like to place things not exactly in the middle because that can be a bit static, but off to a side. Should still be somewhat structured. For example, if I would put another one of this next to it, then those two would be centered, and this is why this is still harmonic. And I decided I do want them both to have individual towels. Yeah, this is a 2 towels household. The outside has no lights so far. Yeah, well, I think that works. Now to see if it works. So this is the house. That's the backyard here with a green area and also the tiled outdoor living area. We have 2 skylights in both of the sections that could be considered hallways or passageways. Let's head in. So this is the entry space, and considering my idea was to build a house that uses as many Pride items or items that could be considered in that realm as possible, we have fairly little here. But I did think this rainbow with a heart qualified, and we have this beautiful little space where you can sit in the sunlight or, you know, get dressed, have a little bit of storage. We have the kitchen right here. It's an open kitchen design, where Mom already cooked some food because the parents and the son were very hungry, left them apparently standing out there for too long. This is the living room area, where you can sit and relax and watch some TV as a family. They have room for all family members and guests, and you can read too. Our family is eating. They do not have a dining table, they have these bar stools. And this is the second hallway section, where you have another reading nook kind of situation. And you can go to the bathroom. The bathroom is not too small, but also not a giant bathroom. This is why we have the shower bathtub combo, to save a little bit of room. But we have another space for some storage items and double sinks for when the parents want to get ready together. And right next to the bathroom is the parental bedroom, where they also have their desk to work in peace. And our kid is outside playing some ball. And yeah, from their bedroom they overlook the backyard and also have a beautiful view of the river. This is the section where they get ready. This is their sleeping area. And in this bedroom I managed to use a few of the Pride items, like the flag or this picture that was introduced during Pride Month, I think 2019, I'm unsure. And I'm a little proud of how I incorporated that picture, because I did not want to be part of my color theme, but I made it budge by incorporating it into a picture wall like that. Next to the parents' bedroom is their son's bedroom. The teens' room is sectioned off. We have the entryway section, sort of, where I did incorporate this other Pride picture that was also in 2019. I think they were in the same collection. Next to it we have like his little private living room section and a little storage area with the mirror where he can theoretically get ready or do some workout in front of the mirror or whatever. Here he can get ready, and this is the little study area he has. It's all fairly sports themed, because he's well into sports. He's got a bunk bed for maximum usage of space, and also because I like the bunk beds. His room overlooks the garden completely, and that's also where we're headed now. Here you can chill out in the sun, get some tan going, or just sit and talk. This is the gardening space. It's not much because they're not really a gardening family, but it's there if you want it, and it's right next to the living room. To the side is where you can eat outside if you like. And then we have the green area of the garden where you can play some basketball. Overall, I really like the build. It feels natural. It doesn't feel like I put anything in just for the theatrics of it. I never really like doing that because it can easily make your Sims feel like concepts rather than people. For example, when I was thinking about getting him some sports equipment in his room, it really made the room look less natural, and it would have just been Sim likes sports, and that's his entire personality. So I rather, try to do that with some of the smaller items that you can just naturally place in a room without it being too much of a bother, I'm happy with my build. I hope you are too. And I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, have a good day and happy Pride!